Welcome to Evolution in Controls. I'm your host, Tim Wilson. Thank you for joining us. In manufacturing, there's a tendency to equate progress with replacement. Newer must be better, right? But when it comes to drive systems like IndraDrive, the smarter play is often to repair what works, especially if it can be done to original factory standards. At a time when downtime is costly and parts availability is unpredictable, extending the life of your existing system isn't just good maintenance, it's a competitive edge. Today we're looking at the advantages of Rexroth authorized IndraDrive service, from diagnostics to repair to full remanufacturing and retrofit options. There's more than one way to stay in motion without starting from scratch. With us today is Tony Little, National Product Manager for Electronics and Robotics at Evolution Motion Solution. He's here to share how these services help manufacturers boost reliability, minimize risk, and plan for what's next. Tony, welcome.
Thank you.
This is not your first time on the show. You've been with us before.
Yes. Yep. Yes, I have.
Been a minute, maybe.
It has. A couple seasons back. Well, I'm glad to be back.
Thank you. Tell us again, what do you do? How long have you been here at Evolution, and what do you do?
Oh, I've been with Evolution Motion for 8 years now, going into my 9th year. I've been the product manager for the drives and controls product lines for the bulk of that time. More recently, taken on a role as the national product manager, helping the various regions over our expanded territory do what I've been doing in Michigan here for those 8 years. And I cover all electrical and robotics products for the company.
Fantastic. That's cool. Is congratulations in order? You're glad to be taken over?
Absolutely. I'm glad to do more and grow with the company as we grow. It's very exciting that we can serve more customers and do more to grow our company.
Okay, well, let's jump into it. So in my opening, you heard me mention IndraDrive. So Let's define, what is IndraDrive? Is it a brand name, a trade name? What is it?
The IndraDrive is the current available series of drive that Rexroth has in their available status right now. So it's been in status since the early 2000s. It's got over 20 years of run life on it in its available status. It's gone through a couple of upgrades along that time, but it's currently being replaced by the Control-X drive. That is the generation coming in to replace it. It will now move to its service status phase of operation, which isn't phasing. It was starting to phase out, but it is not going end of service, end of life, obsolete, or any of those terms. It's going to start that journey.
There was a family of drives that was current when the IndraDrives came out, and that family went into service status.
Yes.
So as a drive becomes ready for new technology, ready for service, another family goes into service status.
Yep. And this is the normal phase of any product. As new technology gets better, chips get better, semiconductors get better, more efficient, you just keep upgrading and phasing in and out various ones. So the last generation of drives would have been the Diaxle 4 Eco drives prior to the IndraDrive.
Okay.
Those went service status in the early 2000s when the IndraDrive came in. They are still in
They've been in service status for 20 years?
20 years, yeah, absolutely. And still being repaired and still in operation. There's drives that are 30 years old, still being repaired and still in operation today.
And the IndraDrives are getting ready to go into service status.
And they're getting ready to go into service status. Rexroth guarantees that when they enter their service status phase, that they'll have at least 10 years of serviceability where you can still buy new and you can still have them repaired, guaranteed.
All right, so let's talk about the different service levels. There's available, right? Is that?
Available is when that's the front runner product, that's the available one. The predecessor is then in its service status, and the new one coming in would be prototype when it gets come in.
They call that AV status, right?
AV status is commonly how you'll hear abbreviated for available status.
And I can buy that for a new machine, or I can buy replacement.
That's the one that if you come to us with a new application, we're going to that one.
Okay.
By default. That's the available status. That's the one we use.
The next status behind that is the service. Is that SV status?
SV is how they abbreviate that one commonly. And that's the one that's the predecessor to the available status, and that's the one that we have a lot of legacy business that'll have that. So we have to ask customers a few more questions. What is your machine's communication? What do you need it to do? What are you upgrading? Are you just doing a drives upgrade? Are you doing a whole controls upgrade? There's different questions when we start dealing with the previous families of drives when we're talking about keeping a customer running, right? There's multiple options.
What's past service status or SV status? Is that?
That past SV status, you start getting into the end of service guaranteed phase, which is where Rexroth can't guarantee that the chips and the boards and the equipment to remanufacture or repair that drive or motor or control device or HMI is any longer available because the manufacturer may have quit making it because the technology has moved so far forward. So that's the end of service guaranteed phase.
Okay.
Again.
End of life.
End of life. Yeah, it goes into obsolescence. I mean, it's
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So when a drive family or a product goes into SV status, what are my options when I have a failure in the field, when it fails, whether I blew it up or whether it fails? What are my options then?
So there's multiple levels of options. So the first option most customers will take on is some sort of repair or remanufacture.
Okay. And there's a difference between repair and remanufacture.
Absolutely. A repair is a point repair of the point of failure. So if a transistor blew up, we're replacing that transistor and getting it back to work as quick as possible.
A mechanical bracket got twisted off.
Yes. Or bearing wore out on a motor or something like that. A single point failure. Now, a catastrophic failure typically is drive blew up, we had a lightning strike or some sort of surge or water or chips fell in or something like this, causes multiple component failures. Then we have to go into what's called a remanufacture. Okay. So there's times when a repair is the quickest, most cost-effective solution to getting a product back into a customer's hands and getting their process back up and running. Then there's times where a remanufacture is the right way, where they go from head to toe on the device, whatever the device is, and they replace anything that is not at brand new factory specs. Okay. This is a service you only get by utilizing Rexroth's certified repair house out of Hoffman Estates, Illinois. They're the only ones that have the test benches and the specifications and the proper products to be able to put back any Rexroth devices to their factory original specifications and test it, certify it, and re-warranty it.
Let's come back to that, but I want to keep following this remanufacture.
Sure.
So if I have a product, let's say it's a drive or it's a motor, it's a particular serial number, and I send it back, do they actually remanufacture that one, or do they have remanufactured devices and they simply swap it out and I get a different serial number product?
Great question. They remanufacture that one first. If that's not possible,
because it's just so bad.
Because it's just so bad or so old, they have remanufactured units that they can then pull in and do what they call a warranty, or a remanufactured exchange.
Exchange.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're still going to get back a like new product, but it may be a different, carcass or housing on the motor or something like this, depending on the failure that it came in with.
And is the warranty different between repair and remanufacturing?
It is. A point repair can't guarantee that they've put everything back to factory specifications, so a point repair comes back without a warranty. If you do a remanufacture, there's a reman and a reman plus. Yeah. Those come back fully guaranteed back to factory specifications as long as the product is capable of being put back to factory specifications. Some of the older stuff is not. Yeah. But it comes back with a 1 or 2 year warranty based on what you pick there. And all of that can be vetted out through the evaluation process. So typically customers have a product that goes down. They will send that in for a evaluation. That evaluation will tell us what we need to do to it, and the customer gets to pick out of those options that are available: repair, remanufacture, remanufacture plus.
Okay. All right. So as you mentioned that there are some previous drive families that are still in the service status, but they've been in there for, I think you said, almost 20 years. Yeah. What happens when they can't repair those any longer? What is a customer likely to do then? What do they have to do if you can't get it repaired? There's a third option, right?
There is a third option. So going through the options of repair and reman,
yep.
There's a proactive approach in the middle of a retrofit and a repair reman option, and that's called a service contract or a long life service contract.
All right.
Customers, as they know they're getting aging equipment, we have a lot of customers that are proactive. They take out these long life service contracts, like an insurance policy on your equipment, that guarantees Rexroth will purchase and hold for you the components it takes to repair that piece of equipment if it's possible.
So if I have 1,000 drives, or if I'm a manufacturer and I know that I have 1,000 axes out spread across a bunch of customers, I could get a service contract to repair those items?
Yeah, and what that would do is guarantee that Rexroth holds the equipment to repair those like items for a period of time. That you have basically taken out an insurance policy. So if you have a failure in the field, you pull that one out, send it. Rexroth has the parts. We don't have to question whether they're in stock. We got to order them. Can we order them? They hold them for you under that service contract. Just take out insurance. It's an insurance policy to make sure that you can repair that device, put it back to work. So that's the step to be proactive in between. When you have aging equipment, you got to be proactive. If you want to protect yourself against downtime, that's the ticket. So the service contract, multiple different flavors of how we can work it. It can be by device if you only have a few. If you have a lot, we can do a contract for a bulk of devices. But then as you get to that end aging phase, we have drives. Rexroth has drives in the market. Here in town, we have drives that are 30 years old.
Okay.
That are still being running.
But they can't guarantee that those are going to be.
They can't guarantee.
And so if you can't guarantee a repair, and I can't buy a new one, that means I've got to retrofit, right?
Got to retrofit.
And that's the last recourse then.
You do.
But is there a guaranteed upwards compatibility?
In most cases, yes. With a lot of
that was a qualified answer.
It is a yes in most cases because you got to qualify it. A lot of things as equipment ages, communication protocols, PLCs, HMIs, I/O blocks for that matter. There's a lot of things that age out over time. You know, we don't use Interbus anymore in the marketplace. It's gone, but it's still running on machines here in town, and we have customers across the country that do still have it in their facilities. So we've here at Evolution Motion Solutions, we've been really, really successful working with those customers to find their best path forward. There's a tipping point in any machine where the products that are in it are still relevant to be repaired and remanned, and that's the customer's best path forward for that period of time. But at a certain point, the remand becomes more cost effective, or the retrofit becomes more cost effective.
Right.
Just the cost of components starts going up year over year, and the new product stays where it is. And eventually there's an inflection point.
Okay.
That's when the retrofit comes in. Now there's a lot of things that we do at Evolution Motion Solutions and Rexroth does to guarantee that if you have an old PLC talking to new drives, how we can make that interconnectability. We do it through
all kinds of things.
All kinds of things
Right.
that we could employ, but we draw out that entire solution for the customer so they know what that retrofit looks like. They know the steps they're going to do it, and we will link them with an integrator that gets it done for them. So we've held customers' hands through the whole process.
Retrofit is something that can be done, and we work them through the process. Now, repair is always the first step.
Yeah.
You started talking about certified factory.
Yeah,
Do I have to have it repaired at Rexroth?
This is a big topic. There's a lot of third-party repair houses in the world.
Okay.
What's
the difference between them?
The difference is the right tools for the job. If you take your car to a carpenter, he doesn't have the right tools to fix your car. Maybe he gets it back on the road, but you can't guarantee that it was done right. So Rexroth they don't share the specs of their equipment, the testing processes around them, how to certify them, and they don't share their sources. In some cases, third-party repair house will cannibalize a piece of equipment to be able to put a board back into a drive and send that back to a customer. There's no guarantees with that. Plenty of customers do it. Plenty of customers have bad experiences with it when those fail again quickly. The best way to guarantee yourself, especially as you're getting aging equipment and you're getting that to the end of service life, is to use a factory certified repair. Here in the United States, it's Hoffman Estates, Illinois, that does all factory certified repairs.
Only one.
It's the
Hoffman
only one.
Estates is the only certified Rexroth repair place.
Here in the United States,
In the
yes.
United States.
Yep, so anything that we need to get a factory certified repair on, now we can turn those really quickly.
Yeah.
But it has to go there. They're the only ones with the specs, the equipment. All their test benches are updated every quarter to make sure that they have the latest and greatest information about how to evaluate motors, different failure modes, how to predict, how to best protect that motor from failure. And that's why we can send it back with a comfortable warranty.
So we started out talking about IndraDrives. IndraDrives is getting ready to go into SV status, correct?
It is, yeah.
When does that happen?
January 1, 2026.
All right. So if I'm a customer or an end user and have lots of the IndraDrives in use in my plant or plants, what's my next step? What should I do?
Start being proactive. Rexroth is offering repair services right now at a bulk discount. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to help customers stay running with the equipment that they have. So if there's a bunch of products that you have maybe in your inventory, maybe you need to take out a service agreement, Rexroth is proactively out with their distribution network. So Evolution Motion Solutions is in the plants talking to customers, helping them understand what their options are and what their best path forward is. So being proactive is what the phase we're in right now. Once we hit that service status, the natural order of things is the IndraDrives are going to start going up in price, and we need to start looking at different options. But for right now, the things that customers need to be doing is just be aware that the IndraDrive is going service status. The price is going to start going up. That product is not going away. It'll still have a 10-year guaranteed serviceability, but we need to start putting our eyes on what the next generation of our customers' machines look like, what the next steps are for those plants that have that equipment are going to be to protect themselves from downtime.
Okay.
And that's where we come in, and where we're going out and educating the customers and trying to let them know that we're here to help, and we'll lay out your options for you, and you guys pick which one's best for you. You have options.
Tony, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
To learn more about Bosch Rexroth and their products and solutions, visit boschrexroth.com. To learn more about Evolution Motion Solutions and their systems and products, visit evolutionmotion.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Evolution in Controls on whatever platform you use for podcasts, or on YouTube for a video version, so you can be notified when we release new episodes. Thank you again for joining us. I'm Tim Wilson, and remember, keep moving.